So let's add some dust to our scene for a better sense of atmosphere. It's just going to be a particle effect that just has dust particles floating around. Let's create a material. Let's go to our materials and let's create a new material. We'll call this M dust. You can open it up. And we want to add a particle sub UV node, which is very similar to a texture node. And the texture we want is going to be dust particle D. This comes with the starter content, so if you enabled starter content when we created the project, it should be there. We also want to get a particle color node. And we can multiply, hold down the M key and click the color by the RGB, and then hold down M again and the alpha by the alpha. The material type, we need it to be translucent, and shading model needs to be unlit. This multiply will go into the emissive color right here, and the alpha will go into the opacity. So now if we put this on a plane, you see we have these 4 different dust textures. So let's save that, and let's create a new folder called particles. You can open that up. We're going to create, right click, particle system. We're going to call it P dust. Okay, we have this default particle system right now. And we're just going to go through these things right here. So click on this required tab right here, and we have an option for the material. And instead of default particle, we're going to be using M dust, the one we just created. And you can see it's the exact same particle effect, except it's the plane with the 4 dust particles. Now in this list, right click and choose type data, new GPU sprites. And we also want to right click and add a new sub UV sub image index. And this node right here is why we need this node to be particle sub UV instead of just a regular texture node, because now we can choose a number 0 through 3 to choose which one of these 4 dust particles we want to use. This won't work until we go to required, sub UV, right here, interpolation method as linear blend, and then sub images horizontal and vertical is 2 by 2. So now it changed it from all 4 to just one of them. All right, so now let's go to spawn, and here at rate distribution, we're gonna bump this up to 100. So it spawns about 100 rather than 20. And lifetime is going to be a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 10. So now they last quite a lot longer. Initial size right here, start size, we want a maximum of 4 and a minimum of 2. So now they are a lot smaller. Initial velocity, we want distribution here, we're gonna decrease it a bit, so 5, 5, 5, negative 5, negative 5, and negative 5. Initial location, we need to add that, so right click, location, initial location, just like that. We want the start locations to have all different points rather than just this center point. So we're going to do a max of 1,000, 1,000, and 1,000, and then a minimum of negative 1,000, negative 1,000, and 0. So it's kind of hard to tell with this black background, but now they're spawning over a 1,000 or 2,000 by 2,000 by 1,000 box. Now here up at bounds, just click on this little arrow and hit set fixed bounds, and let's go ahead and test it in the scene. So I'm going to save. I'm going to drag out this P dust, and now they're all highlighted so we can kind of see what's happening here. And I'm just trying to make it so it covers everything up. Let's see what happens. If it looks in unlit mode. Alright, I turned off the exponential height fog real quick because it makes it a little easier to see where they are. And I'm just kind of trying to move it to where it's covering up our entire scene. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit play, see what it looks like. Oops. Spawned on top right there. And you can see, if you look around, we got these dust particles just kind of spawning in, floating around, and spawning out after 5 to 10 seconds. There we go, and it looks good. One issue we have is it's only spawning the first out of the 4 sprites. We want all 4, so let's go to mdust, not mdust, sorry, the pdust, the particle itself. And we want to duplicate this emitter 4 times, or 3 times, so go to emitter, duplicate, emitter, duplicate, oops. There we go. And emitter, duplicate. So now that we have all 4, we can go to the first one, go to sub-image index, change this distribution to a float constant, and I'm going to change this constant to 1, or no, to 0. And the second one, I'm going to do the same thing, change this one to 1. The third one, sub-image index, float constant, 2. And this one, sub-image index, constant, and float, 3. Now we also have to decrease the spawn rate, because now they're all spawning a ton. We can see what that looks like in game. Yeah, it's definitely too many. It looks like it's snowing. But we should be getting all 4 different types. And it looks like we are. Yeah, those 2 definitely look different. Alright, but it's definitely spawning too much, so just go to spawn, change this from 100 to 25, and I'm going to do that for all of them. Okay, we hit save, we hit play, and I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so that's going to be it for the dust particles. I will see you in the next episode.